Yo, what up, Street Dogs? Eric Kim. Alright, so the thought. Thou shalt not crowdsource thy self-esteem. So what do I mean by that? Is, man, okay, so in today's brave new world, it looks like all of us even more addicted to the socials. So spending more time on Facebook, Instagram, blah, blah. And the problem is, all right, we were already addicted to that already, but now I think it's just like done a whole new level where we're probably more addicted to that than we should be. So what are we to do? So this is just some practical thoughts. So first and foremost, my thought is we gotta realize that what it's actually doing to us in our brains. So to crowdsource your self-esteem means your self-estimate of yourself, or you know, how much you respect or esteem yourself. And to crowdsource your self-esteem means to put yourself in a position where you become a slave to the opinions of others. So for example, you know, every time you write a blog, every time you upload a picture, a video, a snap, or whatever, essentially the way that social media is set up is that it quantifies our self-esteem via numbers. So via how many likes you get, views, follows, hearts, faves, whatever it may be, whatever metric it is, that's how your self-esteem is counted. Now, why is this a bad thing? This is a bad thing because essentially it's controlled by the algorithm. And when I say the algorithm, what I mean is on Facebook, there's a newsfeed algorithm, which, you know, the problem with Facebook and Instagram is there's so much stuff always being uploaded and shared. Facebook's kind of in a precarious position where it wants to maximize advertising dollars, but at the same time doesn't want to piss off the users too much. And you know, truth be told, I think Mark Zuckerberg does have good intentions. So it's like, okay, how do we both make money and please our users and actually be a useful utility to the users? So what they try to do with the algorithm, they're always tweaking it, is it try to show you the most relevant things, things that you'll be interested in based on, you know, frequency of someone posting something and so forth. So as a creator, this is a problem because if you upload or share too much, then the downside is actually you're less likely to show up in the news feeds of others, because the common misconception is just because you share something to Facebook or Instagram, Twitter, whatever, it doesn't necessarily mean everyone's gonna see it, and not in a chronological order. It's essentially being filtered by an external algorithm. Now, why is this bad? The reason this is bad is that when we share something that we consider very meaningful or funny or poignant or whatever, and it doesn't get quote-unquote as many likes or views as we think it should, it hurts and harms our self-esteem. We feel belittled, we feel a little bit sad, and we start to wonder to ourselves, why do people not like me? And crowdsourcing your self-esteem is a tricky affair too, because, you know, it happens very subconsciously and very slowly, and it's not super duper dramatic. And the worst is when it starts to affect your behavior and the way you just kind of approach life. So for example, you know, a lot of people, they do stupid stuff for the gram, which I think is a pretty bad concept, because essentially you're just kind of prostituting yourself for, you know, for not even for people, for an algorithm which is optimized to, you know, optimized for the sensational, the lurid, and also like the hypersexual. And that's like even sad too, like a lot of these like female like fitness, you know, peoples, or I don't know, whatever they are. Essentially it's kind of like softcore pornography for girls. It's kind of like a little bit even for me, when I look at this, I just feel kind of bad. It just makes me even feel uncomfortable. But anyways, obviously anyone could do whatever they want, but just for you as a creator, the reason why I encourage you to make your own website, you know, sign up on bluehost.com, install wordpress.org, is because, at least with the website, you have more control. You could turn off your stats. Like, I've turned off the stats on my website, my blog, for like the last 7 years. So I have zero idea how many people are actually reading my stuff, and I also never look at the number of views or likes or dislikes or comments on my videos on YouTube, because, you know, essentially it kind of messes with your self-esteem. And not only that, but it slightly starts to program you in a certain way. So like now, whenever I create anything, I don't want to filter my thoughts. I don't want to just create, you know, stuff that gets lots of views. I want to create things with meaning, with depth. And even though they may get fewer likes or fewer whatevers, it doesn't really matter to me, because what I'm aiming for is depth, substance, and meaningfulness. And also I don't want to censor myself too, because generally speaking, if you share an unpopular opinion, you get lots of downvotes or, you know, mean comments, whatever. It'll kind of discourage you. So the problem with crowdsourcing your self-esteem, it's very discouraging. I'm all for encouragement. Anything that I think that could help encourage you to do more, to create more, is generally a good thing. Anything that discourages you, which, you know, kind of makes you more scared or more hesitant to be bold, brazen, to really share your mind, is a bad thing. So some practical thoughts. You know, delete your Instagram. Right now is probably a good time to do it. Stop using Facebook and stuff like that. I mean, if you need to contact friends and family, just use Messenger. You don't have to actually use the Facebook app. Or even download the Facebook Messenger Lite app, which is a little bit less spammy. Some other practical thoughts, you know, make your own website, blog, and realize that, and even do some research on like Facebook newsfeed algorithm, Instagram newsfeed algorithm, and just see how it works. And then once you figure out how the mechanism works, at least you could see better how it affects you. And don't be a slave for the algorithm, because, you know, humans created algorithms to serve them. Algorithms weren't created for humans to serve them. Nice trees.